Cashner's 1-0 delivery to him. Get him out of there! Don't throw to him.
What's going on, guys? It's Fuzzy. Welcome back to yet another Major League Baseball video. Today is going to be very spicy, and I want you guys to partake in the comment section down below. What we're going to be doing today is we will be talking about some of the biggest robberies for the 2019 MLB All-Star Game. This is the players who got snubbed. Sad. There's still a chance that some of these players might make the All-Star team because injuries always happen. For example, Ed Rosario, he's on this list as a player that's going to be snubbed, but he's injured right now, so he wouldn't even make the team. So again, injuries, they're a big part, and snubs, they've always been a part of baseball. If we go back to 2016, Joey Votto hit 314 and had a 1,000 OPS, and he did not make the All-Star team. So every single year, we're going to get some snubs, but in 2019, wow. There was a lot of them. So we're just going to go ahead and jump into it. The first player that was snubbed from a 2019 starter spot at first base is Chris Davis of the... Wait, Chris Davis?
Felipe Vasquez from the Pittsburgh Pirates, okay? We don't know each other, okay? I'm terrified of this guy. Yeah. Lefty, 101.
I'm just messing with you guys. The first official player on our list is Felipe Vasquez of the Pittsburgh Pirates. He is having a career season, and I don't know why he is not on the team. If we take a look at his stats, Baseball Reference actually claims him to be a top 5 NL reliever, so his stats actually prove that. He has a 1.8 ERA with 19 saves and a career high 14.1 strikeouts per 9. So I have this guy on my fantasy team, and I can tell you, this guy is the real deal. I don't know why he's not on the team. A 1.8 ERA with the 14 strikeouts per 9. I mean, Felipe Vasquez, absolutely robbed. All you Red Sox fans, I need you guys to buckle in for our next two players because we're going to be talking about Rafael Devers and Xander Bogaerts. The public, the voting public in MLB, they owe these two guys an apology. Let me tell you why. I don't think that Rafael Devers should have been the starting third baseman for the American League, but let me at least prove his case as to why he should have been on the bench as a reserve. So if we take a look, he is leading American third baseman with a 322 average, 62 runs, 50 RBIs, a 530 slugging percentage, and a 904 OPS. So that case right there alone actually kind of disproves my point that he shouldn't be starting. Maybe he should have. So the fact that he's not even on the team, it's just mind-boggling. If you don't really know who he is, maybe you've missed out on Devers. Here's some highlights.
Shot out to center. That one way back there, rising up. That one headed for the wall, and it is gone.
He had been in a little bit of a slump.
Oh, there's a drive. He leads into this one. Devers slamming it all the way back.
If we stay with the same team, there's a battering ram of Devers and Bogaerts. Both of these guys should be on the team, but unfortunately, again, just like there is with Joey Votto in 2016, players are going to be snubbed. But I think the biggest snub from this year is Xander Bogaerts, and it's not even close. Let's take a look at his stats. In 2019, Xander Bogaerts is leading American League shortstop with 15 home runs, 62 runs, 55 RBIs, a 392 on-base percentage, a 532 slugging, and a 925 OPS. So, guys, this is coming from a diehard Indians fan. I will be at the All-Star Game this year, so I'm happy that Francisco Lindor is going to be there, but let me tell you, I do not think that Francisco Lindor should be in the All-Star Game ahead of Xander Bogaerts. In my opinion, I think he's only there, Lindor, because it's in Cleveland. What do you guys think? I'm not going to take anything away from Jorge Polanco because he's had a monster 2019, an actual breakout season. But the fact that Bogaerts is leading the league in all of those categories, and Francisco Lindor, who missed a good amount of time with injury, doesn't have the stats of Bogaerts. Now, Lindor's still having a good season, but Bogaerts, Lindor, as an Indians fan, I can tell you guys, Xander deserves to be in over Francisco. What do you guys think? Moving on over to yet another relief pitcher. This one is coming from the American League. We have Liam Hendriks of the Oakland Athletics. Baseball Reference actually rates this guy as the #1 relief pitcher in the American League. Emphasis on #1. Liam Hendriks is the best relief pitcher by rating, and he's not on the All-Star team. What? In 2019, Liam Hendriks has a 1.38 ERA. He has been big for the A's because Blake Trinan has not been himself. He also has an 11 strikeouts per 9, and he is 5th in strand rate. So if you guys don't know what strand rate is, that's where there's runners on base. He comes in, he shuts the door down. He is the 5th best pitcher in all of baseball in that department. So the fact that his 1.38 ERA and his 5th in strand rate is not enough, I don't understand. Coming up next, what we're going to do is we're not going to talk about the player name. I'm going to read you his stats, and I want you guys to let me know How is this guy not in the All-Star game? So let's just talk about it, because ooh, this is bad. This next player has a 3.5 WAR already with 20 home runs, 58 RBIs, an insane 924 OPS. And on top of that, this player was known for not playing great defense in the past. He has a positive defensive WAR, so he has actually improved on his defensive skills. We're talking about Max Muncy. Now, granted, I don't think that he should be the starter for the first baseman. He could play second base. He could play a lot of different positions. But the fact that David Dahl, I like David Dahl. He's a really good pickup. But the fact that he's in the All-Star game ahead of Max Muncy, I just don't understand. The only thing that I have to show to prove my case for Max Muncy, aside from telling you his crazy stats, is this home run against Madison Bumgarner. Hey, Bum, go get the ball out of the ocean, man. I tried to warn you Red Sox fans about Rafael Devers and Mr. Xander Bogaerts. Now, we have to talk about the Red Sox rivals, because the Yankees, they're the most passionate fans in all of baseball. And when it comes to their players being snubbed, my gosh, Twitter is blowing up because Luke Voit and Gleyber Torres, they're not on the team. And there's been some craziness happening online. So let me give you guys the stats for these two guys, and maybe you guys might agree with those Yankee fans. I personally think that Francisco Lindor was beat out by both Xander Bogaerts and our next player, Gleyber Torres. Let's go ahead and take a look at his stats. Gleyber Torres has done most of his damage against the Baltimore Orioles, so maybe that's one of the reasons why he's not on the team. But overall, he has a .295 batting average with 54 runs, 19 home runs, a .548 slugging with a .913 OPS, and he's playing great defense as well. So the fact that Xander's not in, Gleyber's not in, that's highway robbery, and I just, as an Indians fan, I can't stand for it, okay? I love Francisco. I've met him. I've talked about his injury before it went public. It's not okay. Staying with the Yankees, we have Luke Voit, who should be on the team ahead of Jose Abreu. I have no idea. I mean, I understand Jose Abreu, he's a nice pick. He's a solid player. He's been doing it for quite some time. But his stats, they're not as good as Voit's. Luke Voit has a .280 batting average with 17 home runs. The 40 RBIs is not as much as Abreu, but he has a .901 OPS. That's almost 100 points more than Jose Abreu. And the fact that he's on the Yankees, the best team in baseball right now, I mean, Jose Abreu over Luke Voit, in what world should that be a thing? Who is the biggest snub so far? Is it Xander Bogaerts? Is it Gleyber Torres or Luke Voit? In my opinion, I'm still going to go with Xander Bogaerts. There's still a few players that we have to talk about, including some from the Orioles. John Means made the All-Star team. He's having a great season. He has a 2.5 ERA. He's been killing it. But Trey Mancini, in my opinion, I think deserved to make the team over John Means. I guess I'll turn it back to all of you fans who are from Baltimore. Do you think John Means should have gotten it, or do you think Trey Mancini should have been the All-Star? Because if we take a look at his stats, they're pretty much the exact same as Luke Voit. Luke Voit had a .280 batting average, so it's not as good as Trey Mancini's .302 batting average, but they have the same amount of home runs with 17, the same RBIs with 40, and also Trey Mancini has a .901 OPS, so pretty much the exact same player. I think that John Means, while he's having a really good season, I don't think it's going to last per se. Now, I might be jinxing the guy, which I don't want to do, but Trey Mancini, he's been raking all year, and I think that he got snubbed as well. So now we have to talk about half of the Minnesota Twins roster. I'm going to go ahead and just show the highlights right now. There are 4 players, in my opinion, that could have made the team this year. Eddie Rosario is one of them, so we're going to talk about him first, but he is injured, so even if he made the team, he wouldn't be on the roster. He has a .282 batting average with 20 home runs, 60 RBIs, and 4 outfield assists already, so obviously those stats scream American League All-Star. We have Jose Barrios with an 8-4 record, a 2.89 ERA, a 1.08 whip. The Ks are down, so maybe that's why they held him back. One guy that I'm really starting to like is Max Kepler. This guy kind of reminds me of Grady Sizemore with his backswing. When he hits a home run and he kind of puts the bat behind his shoulders, he reminds me of Grady. He has 53 runs, 21 home runs, 53 RBIs, an .892 OPS, and a positive defensive WAR. In my opinion, I think that he's having a better season than Mookie Betts, but of course, Betts is in the All-Star game. Fan voting at its finest. And then last but not least, from the Minnesota Twins, we have CJ Cron with a .271 batting average, 17 home runs, 52 RBIs, and an .833 OPS. So in my opinion, I think that Jose Abreu should have been off the team. CJ Cron could have been plugged in, or maybe even Max Kepler. I don't know. Just Jose Abreu is a little weird to me. Now, I'm not hating on Jose Abreu. I'm just saying that I think there are a few players that deserve it more. So if you're a White Sox fan, I love Tim Anderson. I love Jose Abreu. Yohan Moncada is one of my favorite players, same with Lucas Giolito. So I'm not hating. I'm just trying to give the facts. And then last but not least, before we talk about the honorable mentions, we have the second baseman from the Atlanta Braves, Mr. Ozzie Albies. He's young. He's going to be great for quite some time. He has a .281 average with 51 runs, 13 home runs, 46 RBIs, and 808 OPS as a second baseman. So the fact that this guy is not even a reserve, shake my head. All right, guys, so let me know in the comment section down below, who else do you think was snubbed? I'm going to go ahead and give the honorable mentions right now. We have Cole Hamels, John Gant, Brandon Woodruff, Brett Gardner, Fernando Tatis Jr., Anthony Rizzo, Tim Anderson, Adam Ottavino, Rhys Hoskins, and Sin Sochu. So those are the guys that I don't think should have made the team, but they at least deserve some props and our respect because they're having good 2019s. But guys, that is going to do it for the video. If you think I missed anyone, if you think any of these players are overrated and deserve to be left off the team, also let me know. Without further ado, I just got to say, Francisco Lindor, I love you, man. But Xander Bogaerts, he deserved a little bit more. Peace out, guys.